Turn to M3 and Karen B for this week's episode of Comply on the Fly. You'll get quick and timely answers to the most common compliance questions so you and your business can keep moving ahead. Please note this podcast and the contents herein do not constitute legal advice. Please seek the advice of counsel for any benefit compliance related implementation guidance or strategy.
Hello everyone, I'm Karen B, and the Comply on the Fly question of the week is the OSHA Emergency Temporary Standard, or ETS, regarding mandatory COVID vaccination and testing masking requirements for 100 plus employers now in effect? And the answer to that question, as of December 21st, 2021, is yes. On Friday, December 17th, 2021, a 3-judge panel, not the entire panel of judges, in the Sixth Circuit reinstated the ETS mandate, citing that it was not an overreach of power by the federal government in a 2-1 decision. They essentially dissolved the stay order that was issued in November. States and private sector companies immediately responded to this decision by stating that an appeal will be filed with the U.S. Supreme Court. So the legal wrangling is far from over. But what does this mean for you if you are an employer with 100 plus employees? First, remember that the threshold is 100 employees, and it definitely applies to the private sector. However, if you are public sector, you need to know if your state has adopted the ETS. Secondly, what do you need to do now if you are subject to this ETS? OSHA has stated that it is exercising enforcement discretion with respect to compliance. What this means is that you will have time to implement the initial requirements that originally had an effective date of December 5th, 2021. No citations will be issued for those requirements until January 10th, 2022. In addition, no citations will be issued for the testing requirements until after February 9th, 2022, as long as employers are making good faith efforts to comply. The original effective dates were December 5th of 2021 and January 4th of 2022. Those now have shifted to January 10th of 2022 and February 9th of 2022. M3 has put together a toolkit with many resources you need to comply. We are currently updating those resources with new compliance dates and encourage you to continue or begin your compliance efforts, even though we probably haven't heard the last on this. Visit m3ins.com for more information, and please stay tuned. We will keep you posted on further developments. And that is your Comply on the Fly question of the week. Thanks for tuning in.
What's on your mind? If you have a pressing compliance question, send it to askkarenb@m3ins.com. We'll do our best to cover it in an upcoming episode. You can now follow and subscribe to Comply on the Fly on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Make sure to tune in and encourage others to join us.